Hi everyone, Mrs. MLG here from Mighty Lancer Games, and I'm doing the series on miniatures from smaller manufacturers for you to use in your RPG tabletop games. So today we're going to take a look at Lucid. Dapper Monkey Archer Bortle, 1st Viscount of Ruffley, is how Lucid named this tailcoat-wearing, top-hat-sporting monkey from their plot device range. But you can name him whatever you like in your RPG, of course. A 28mm scale metal figure of a very dapper steampunk monkey. Maybe your adventuring party visited an exotic zoo on their travels, expecting to see animals from around the world, but instead were met by this very dapper monkey owner of the first ever human zoo, who wants to make you part of his exhibits. Or maybe he owns the local alchemy shop, selling the finest health potions for a very hefty price of gold. Or he could have a quest for you to find his long-lost brother who left the safety of their home to search for a specific cogwheel needed for their latest experiment. But it's more than likely that he just got distracted by the smell of bananas along the way. A very cool necromancer from the Lucid Blades and Souls range. A 28mm heroic scale white metal miniature figure representing a classic necromancer with an over-the-top horned helmet, dagger on his hip, goatee beard, and a more muscular physique than you may have first thought. He'd make a great villain for your RPG. Your party could have stumbled upon him mid-spell, standing in a summoning circle, calling the dead to rise up and smite his enemies. All those that said his horns were not pointy enough, those that laughed at their curvature, no longer would they mock him with his army of undead by his side. Or, seeing as how he's holding a staff in one hand and pointing skywards with the other, maybe as a tour guide, leaving his life of necromancy behind him. He now spends his days helping new adventurers find their way around the first level of the dungeon, lighting the top of his staff to light the way, selling maps and tourist souvenirs so that they can take them home and proudly show their family what a successful adventuring party they are. Speaking of adventurers, here comes Sterling, the Wandering Knight. Now, before we talk about this gaming figure, I must just remind you that this is just how I would use the minis. What springs to my mind. It takes into no account whatsoever the origins, the designers, the lore or the background. And you can use them however you want in your RPG and tabletop games, however you wish. Oh, and while you're here, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. I love it. Thank you so much. Anyway, so, a wandering knight, you say? Well, to me, this 28mm scale metal figure looks like he's lost all thrive of wandering around and just wants a jolly good sit down, marching into the nearest tavern ready to fight for the last available table before ordering any food. Your adventurers could see the potential in a fully armoured ally and invite him to dine with them, where he tells them tales of adventures he's had and tips for possible future encounters. I really like the look of this miniature, and I didn't really think about having to say its name, but however you choose to name this gaming mini, she's very cool, holding a blade in one hand and pointing to the side with the other. She certainly looks like a guardian of some ancient treasure or artefact or spirit that your adventuring party has stumbled across. She's willing to listen to their reasons that they've disturbed her by entering the lair, but she's not opposed to cutting them down where they stand if their explanations do not please her. The Goddess of Ireland from the Jim Fitzpatrick range. A beautiful 28mm heroic scale miniature depicting a mystical goddess who gave her name to what we now call Ireland. But in your RPG, she could be anything you require, from a statue brought to life in times of need, to the Queen ruling over her country in need of brave adventurers to help save the kingdom from the savage beasts, or a witch seeking your help to enter a perilous dungeon and retrieve a lost, precious stone that she needs for a spell that she cannot name. King Victor's guards, both spear-wielding and holding swords, could easily add interest to your tabletop, filling your town with NPC guards. But maybe your party could also steal a guard uniform that in classic style automatically fits them no matter what size they are, to sneak into the town or guarded areas. Guards are always fun to add to your RPG story, whether to stop your players in their tracks or be a way to practice their bribery skills. Baron is a classic, giant cape-wearing vampire for your RPG. You could use him as a blood-sucking fiend, or maybe he's an actor in the village play, or a vampire seeking a cure and needs your adventurer's help with his research during the daylight hours. However you use this fantastic, classic horror miniature, he'll add a great addition to your RPG campaign. Deborah Cadabra is one of Little Miss MLG's favourite miniatures and a wonderful magic user mini. Your adventuring party could end up enrolling in magic school and Deborah is their teacher, stood at the front showcasing spells. She could have a quest for them to find a gem to recharge her orb. She could be stopping your adventurers entering the tavern, telling them they cannot enter until they have spent money in her shop, enabling players to fight or practice their persuasion skills. She certainly looks like she is full of opinions to me. On the opposite side, Pootle the wizard looks like he's stomping across the courtyard to grab Deborah by the arm and take her home to be told off for not finishing her chores. Pootle is certainly on some kind of mission and may need your adventuring party to help him. He could also need you to remove a band of noisy goblins who are keeping him awake at night with their chittering. Rascal's Wraiths are really fun. Of course you can use them as ghosts to chase your RPG adventuring party. But how fun would it be to make them a ghostly barbershop quartet, singing a spell-casting chant over your adventurers? Or maybe a local entertainment establishment wants you to persuade them to perform in a show. Lots of fun to be had with these ghoulish minis. I really do like these ones. The red-capped gnomes look a little grumpy. Maybe someone's been stealing from their mine and they need your RPG adventuring party to guard the mine at night and stop any would-be thieves. Perhaps a travelling caravan your party is with has wandered too close to their village and they rush out of the woods aggressively to protect it. They could require your assistance to locate a rare glowing gem for their lantern, which is guarded by a dragon. Or perhaps their mine is infested with spiders and they need you to clear it for them. Or they hold a specific ring of mushrooms that your cleric needs. But can a deal be struck? I hope that's just a little insight into what you could use some of the Lucid miniatures for. We stock a great range of Lucid miniatures as well as a huge range of loads of other manufacturers, as you know. I hope this video has been a little bit insightful and you could use some of the ideas. Let me know in the comments below what you would use these miniatures for and which ones are your favourite. A subscribe would be absolutely wonderful and don't forget to check out mightylancergames.co.uk for all of your hobby and miniature needs, as well as RPG books and so much more. And take a look at the rest of the videos and give us a like, a comment, a thumbs up, ring the little bell, subscribe and do all the normal stuff that everybody hopes that you're going to do on their videos. And let's see if this one can get slightly more than 20 views. Thank you very much and I'll see you next time.